Hey everybody, this is Tori Poulter from corporate headquarters. I am your Chief Sales Officer here. Welcome to our second Rockin' Your Business call. I would like to start by just reviewing why we're doing this and how we have selected our two amazing presenters who will be sharing their thoughts with you today. So this is the second Rockin' Your Business call. A while back, I think it was about a month ago or so, we posted a challenge to nominate your fellow presenters who were rocking their business. We were overwhelmed by the response, absolutely overwhelmed by the positive nominations that we got. Literally thousands of you nominated your fellow presenters. So our first Rockin' Your Business call took place. It was fantastic. We had two amazing presenters share their ideas, and we put up a second nomination question, and we went a little bit more specific on this one. The first one was broad. The second one had the topic of keeping your customers coming back. So how to turn a one-time buyer into loyal returning customers. And we got some wonderful responses. And we have chosen two presenters who we absolutely think embody and exemplify the brilliant ways to do this and ways that we can all benefit from. So that is the topic for today's Rockin' Your Business call. Keeping customers coming back and turning one-time buyers into loyal returning customers. So with that, I would like to tell you a little bit about the two presenters that you nominated that have been selected to share with us today. We have Katie Tretter, who is a green status presenter. She is from New York, New York, and she has actually been with us since March of 2015 and has already reached green. Incredible. We also have Ashley Sloan, who is a blue status from Norfolk, Virginia, and has been with us just since June. And they are sharing two very different angles. And Katie will be talking about how she has been able to do this from a virtual or from a social presence, whereas Ashley has had a lot of success with face-to-face relationships and with doing things in a live fashion. And so we have two very different examples to share with you, and they have all kinds of wonderful ideas and very tactical things that they are going to share with us. So with that concludes our introduction. I am going to turn it over in just a second to Katie. But before I do that, Katie, I want to read one of the quotes of what one of your fellow presenters said about you. And this is one of the many, by the way. So in the nomination process, this is what one of her presenters said about her. She's very successful with customer engagement. Katie genuinely cares about each and every customer, which has gotten her many repeat and loyal customers in her first 6 months with Unique. Katie uses her customers' Facebook profile to really get to know them and build a relationship. She keeps in touch with them, and not every interaction they have is about Unique. She earns their trust and then makes individualized recommendations for them based on their needs and lifestyle. And I love that. I love every bit of that. And so with that, let's turn it over to Katie to spend the next few minutes talking about her secrets to success. Welcome, Katie.
Hi. So re-engaging customers is really about building a relationship with them. I become familiar with them using their Facebook profile because that's the social media platform that I use the most. So I will comment on family pictures or their pictures of their kids' Halloween costumes or recipes that they post. Commenting is far more valuable than just liking it. It shows that you have a lot of interest in their lives, and it's more genuine. And also, when they take a look at who has commented and liked on a picture, they see your name that you commented, and it may not show that you liked it unless it says see more. So when they see their name, hopefully it reminds them about Unique and that maybe they need some more makeup in their lives. I also use Messenger to build a relationship, and I always try to be intentional about having conversations with them other than just about unique. And when I have conversations with them, I always try to deposit more into the relationship than withdraw. And what I mean by that is giving them compliments and having real conversations with them about their lives. So depositing more than withdrawing. And when I say withdraw, I mean like when I'm asking them for a sale. So if I'm depositing more into the relationship than I'm withdrawing, I think that builds a lot of trust with them. So to build a really large customer base, I think it's really important to host as many parties as possible. The more parties that you are hosting, the more people you can reach. When I do parties, I send personal messages to the guest, and I'll say something like, "Oh, how do you know Melissa? I know her from when I taught with her at school. Isn't she such a sweetheart? Do you have any questions about anything I've talked about so far in the party?" I never post the link there in that conversation, and when you ask a question at the end, it elicits a response. And so hopefully she'll write back, and I will ask if I can send her a friend request and add her to my private makeup group and start building the relationship from there. I also have interaction posts on my personal wall and on my makeup group, both unique related and not. So one day I might post a picture of an outfit I'm wearing and ask which lip color they like the best. Or I will ask for some recommendations for recipes for Thanksgiving dinner. I want them to know that their opinion matters to me. I also think it's really important to make new connections. So very frequently every day I look through my suggested friends on Facebook and I add new people that we have mutual friends with. Follow-up is really important also. I follow the 222 rule, so I will send a personal message to the customer 2 days after they receive their product to make sure they received it okay. 2 weeks later to make sure that they know how to use it and they're happy with it. And then 2 months later regarding a refill. So before contacting them, I take a look at their profile and I see what's new in their life. So for example, if I see their daughter's taking swimming lessons, I will start the conversation with, "Oh, Bella looks like she's having a blast swimming. How long has she been taking lessons?" So again, when you're asking a question, you're eliciting a response. And after you have a little bit of back and forth regarding conversation, you can then ask about a refill or talk about unique. Another thing I think is really important is making your own videos instead of sharing others. I've had customers come to me and tell me, "I have never met you, but I feel like we've been friends for years." And really, that's the best compliment that I could get. They get to know me and they get to trust me. My videos are not just makeup application videos. I make videos when I welcome guests into the parties. I make videos to thank them for their orders, and that really gets them to know my personality. My videos are not professional or perfect by any means. Some of my videos include my kids. I drop some makeup in videos and I fumble over my words. But at the end of the day, I'm a stay-at-home mom who loves makeup, and I just share that love with my customers. I don't want them to feel like they have to be a professional makeup artist to use the makeup or to be a presenter. So I want them to feel like we're girlfriends chatting about makeup over coffee. I want them to want to talk to me and not roll their eyes when they see my name in their newsfeed. I want them to know that I'm their friend because friends trust each other and they're loyal. So that's my goal.
Okay. Katie, thank you. Okay, hopefully it's just me hearing the echo. Katie, thank you so much. Moving on. We're going to move on to Ashley. And again, Katie has been able to share so many great ideas of virtually how to connect and retain. And Ashley has a different position and one that's very different and also amazing. And that is face-to-face, how to connect. So a little bit on Ashley. Again, she's been with Unique just since June. And I want to read a quote of what one of her one of her presenters nominated her, what they said about Ashley. She has been a huge, capital huge, she has created a huge client base. While most people that order from a fundraiser or vendor event are one-time customers, Ashley has figured out systems to keep them coming back. Her genuine passionate personality is unmatched, and I think that is a large part of what keeps people coming back to her long after the fundraiser or vendor event is over. She messages her customers via Facebook, through email, and she also sends a handwritten note to each of her customers with each order. She forms the relationship with her customers even though she has never met many of them in person. She is their customer service. So Ashley, cannot wait to hear from you because this sounds wonderful. So I will turn it over to you right now to share your words of wisdom.
Thank you, Tori. I really appreciate it. So I like to do a lot of my business face-to-face and make it really, really personal for my customer. I want my customer to feel like they're not just a sale or just another number, because even though we're in the business of selling makeup, we're actually in that business of empowering those women and those customers and uplifting them. I get a ton of ladies who don't often wear makeup or feel like it takes too much time. So I really, really try to boost their confidence and show them that it's not hard. And even if they don't wear makeup, that's completely fine. Maybe going out to a date night or to an awesome event, maybe like a military ball, that they can still put makeup on and pop the beautiful features that they have. So with me, I really like to show them in person or even over videos. I do a lot of personal videos over Messenger about makeup and about how to get started in the confusing world that us presenters have decided to tackle and share with everybody. So I actually did a video in my team page, Team Crazy Lash Ladies, got to do a shout out, about following up with your customers and creating a relationship. So I've acquired a few customers who say to me, wow, you are really available, your customer service is fantastic. Other companies or other presenters that I've seen, in the past, they just kind of fell off or I lost touch with them. And I want my goal to be that I can be available for them whenever they have a question. And even if I don't talk to them for a couple weeks, I want them to know that I'm still thinking about them, that they are still in my thoughts whenever I'm looking at orders or doing thank you notes. So one thing that I do that I have found extremely successful is writing handwritten, personalized thank you notes. So I do a lot of bulk orders, and it's to save shipping for my customers. I want them to be able to get what they would like, but if I can buy it in the bulk order for them and save them shipping, that's great. So I will mail it to them, and I have crazy tape. I have crazy envelope mailers. They're all crazy colors and awesome designs. And I even have tape that says "Yay" all over it. So I personalize their packages for them. I want them to be excited when they get their package. I want them to be like, "Yay, my makeup is here!" And inside of that package, I want them to know that it's not just their makeup in there. It's a thank you. Thank you for supporting my business, because without our customers being loyal and coming back, our businesses will go nowhere. We work our butts off to make the money and get those sales, but without our customers, that's not going to happen. So I want them to know that I am truly grateful for their business, for them supporting me, participating in my beauty bar. So I handwrite all my notes, I decorate them, I have a ton of markers, and I write thank you all over it, and I will put something special in there. If it's a friend that lives far away, I will write, I miss you so much, I can't wait to talk to you again, or congratulations on an accomplishment that maybe I saw them have on Facebook. So that is a big deal for me, and I love when my customers post their photos of their packages and they have their thank you cards out, and it's just a big colorful mess on their Facebook newsfeed because there's so much I take a lot of thought and care into doing their packages for them. Handwritten notes for me is a big thing. It's kind of lost in our society. We do everything over email, we do everything over texting and Facebook, and that is fantastic. Technology is amazing. But every now and then, I really love to receive a letter or a card, handwritten and thoughtfully done by the sender. So that's why I like to take that time and write those notes to my customers. Even if I'm not doing a package, I still go through my customer list, even from back in June, right when I started, right when those first customers started rolling in. I do follow-up notes. I may message them on Facebook, but I also take the time and I do handwritten notes and personalize those notes to see if they want to reorder. I may include a catalog in there, I may include a Blitz card in there, but I always make sure I include a handwritten note that says, I was just thinking about you, I know that you ordered mascara back in June, it's probably going to expire here soon, or maybe you're all out, would you like to reorder? Just send me a message, or you can call me or text me, and I give them all the info, but I make sure I personalize it to them. I know what every customer has ordered. I have a customer book, and so it's filled with my customers' information and every order they have ever placed to me. It takes a ton of time, and but you know what? It is worth it, because if your customers feel like you actually do care, and that you got them, if they forget their order, you're like, oh, I know what you ordered. I know what color foundation you are. Oh, maybe it's wintertime, do you need to go a shade lighter? That you have them taken care of and that they're not just another number to you. For my local girls, I like to do a lot of face-to-face. I love in-home parties. I'm a pretty outgoing individual, and I love to play makeup time with my customers. They invite a bunch of friends over, and we just have a ton of fun. It's not a salesy pitch. I just put out my testers and my samples, and we just play, and we feel all of the products, and we put them on each other, and they ask me questions, and we look through the catalog, and it's just a ton of fun. And for my local girls, I also deliver packages personally. I like to see their faces when I'm on their doorstep and I'm holding up their little bag and it's just filled with a bunch of goodies. And they get so excited and they're like, yay, my makeup is here, and thank you so much for delivering it to me, because we're all busy people. So if I'm out and about doing a delivery for somebody else, I can go down a couple different streets and I can deliver those packages to my girls. It saves on shipping, and it keeps that face-to-face contact with them so that they remember you when they do see you on Facebook, or you can take a selfie with them and say, post it on your wall and say, look who got her makeup today. And so I think that's another important aspect in my business. I just really want to reinforce the fact that our customers are why our business is successful. Those relationships are extremely important. You can't go to a department store and form a relationship with anybody because there's nobody there to help you. So you can't go back every single time and find the same person that you might have asked a question. But my customers can always come back to me. They can always ask me questions, and a lot of the women say, I have a really dumb question for you. And I'll tell them, there are no dumb questions when it comes to makeup, because people do everything differently. And so I really try to form that relationship and answer those questions. And I love to do personalization and handwritten notes and just make it a ton of fun for them. So I really appreciate you inviting me on this call.
Thank you, Ashley. So, two fantastic and very different angles. And I'd like to take just a minute and pull out what were some of my personal favorites of what they both said. Well, one, I think there was a theme with both Katie and Ashley, and that theme was personalize. Personalize, and this is about relationship building. And so I think as we go about really trying to figure out how to engage our customers, to ask ourselves, have I personalized, and am I building relationship versus just trying to sell stuff, right? That's what I heard both of you talk about. So I love that as the theme for how to keep customers engaged. A couple of my favorites from what Katie said. I love this phrase so much. I swear I'm going to make a plaque for my desk. When we're talking about engaging customers, well, let's face it, building relationships. This is a lesson that we can learn in life just in general. Depositing more into the relationship than withdrawing. Or in other words, withdrawing meaning asking for the sale. Katie, I loved that. Absolutely loved it. Depositing more into the relationship than withdrawing. And, you know, one of the other things that I thought was so true is just very simple. This isn't rocket science, right? It's the law of averages. Host as many parties as possible. And just the law of averages. The more parties you have, the more people you can reach. So I loved that about what you said. Another thing that I loved was your 2-2-2 rule. Oh my gosh, when making connections. The 2-2-2 rule, I think we may have just developed a topic for a new training on how to make and keep connections. Loved that. So thank you for all of that excellent content, Katie. A couple of things that I loved on what Ashley said, and of course her focus was more face-to-face. I loved how you started off. I loved that you said this is not just a business about makeup, that we are empowering. And so take every opportunity to boost the confidence of your customers. And that really does follow along with our mission of empowering women. And makeup, we are so much more powerful than we realize in what we do. That we are not just making people look beautiful, we are making people feel beautiful. So I loved that introduction, Ashley. A couple of other things that I really liked about what you said, and it was very much a theme of what you talked about, personalizing every interaction with a customer. Of course, you talked about handwritten notes, which I agree is a lost art. It is absolutely a lost art. But you took that one step further, which I thought was a fantastic idea, and you talked about how all of your stationery, because let's face it, we can walk down to Target or Walmart and buy a box of stationery that is probably something that's cute and maybe even might speak something about ourselves. Like I have stationery that has cupcakes all over it because I'm kind of a cupcake freak, right? But the idea of having it logoed and personally designed, even down to the envelope and the tape. And what you are doing there, and you said it, so I'm just really reiterating what you said that just made such an impact on me, is that you are creating an emotion. When someone opens a personalized note, you have just created an emotion just by that very thing of logoing it and designing it, putting smiley faces and all the other things that you said that you did, which I thought was terrific. So I also loved your call to your training video that you did, and I haven't watched it, but I am committing that I am going to watch that on your page, which is Team Crazy Lash Ladies, right? That you created a training video on customer loyalty. So thank you for sharing that with all of us. And I think that probably has a lot more content as well. And to both of you, thank you for that advice. It just reaffirmed for me that your presenters nominated the right people. And I know that we had a lot of terrific nominees, and you all had wonderful ideas on what your presenters shared of things that you were doing. So continue to nominate. We will shortly be putting out the third topic for Rockin' Your Business. And so you will continue to have opportunities to nominate presenters that have inspired you. With that, we are pretty close to our 30-minute mark. We're giving just a few minutes back. Thank you so much for your engagement, for listening in. I hope that you like these. We will continue to do them. And to all of you, and this just doesn't go to U.S., but here in the U.S., right, we celebrate Thanksgiving this next week. And to all of you, I am grateful for you, for everything that you do to help redefine beauty. And that beauty really does mean empowering, uplifting, and validating. For everything that you do every day to carry out that mission. And you are wonderful. And here on behalf of corporate, we appreciate all of you. All right, that's it for now. Thanks so much. Take care. You're still on, right?